that moment, it was just like whoosh energy. But when you're somewhere else, like here at home or any other place, it's not whoosh energy, it's like energy. Okay, I'm gonna try something different. Okay, what are some words that are probably hard to define? Let's start with I'm not the body and I'm not the mind. That is very interesting to define because I had a friend come over and he asked me like, what does that mean? Like, I'm not the body and I'm not the mind. And to be honest, it took me a while to realize what that really meant, because if I say to myself, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I don't necessarily understand it to a level where that this body and this mind is separate from the self, because growing up we're really indoctrinated and made us believe that how we think, our thoughts really define who we are. And it was also a hard thing for me to grasp that I'm not the body and I'm not the mind. I honestly still can't separate my body and my mind from the self, hence I still suffer in a miserable, quite a huge chunk of, let's say, my day. But I think I'm probably hopefully in the process of figuring it out, because I know, like, okay, I know I'm not the body and the mind. Experientially though, I'm not there yet. And I think I have to know that reaping what it can do for me, like it'll probably liberate me from my misery, might not get me there, but that's what I wanted and it's not necessarily working. So I don't know how to get there yet. But in an understanding perspective, yes, I kind of understand that yes, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind. I've read it. That's the logic telling me that yes, you know this, but experientially, I'm not there yet. Though I think there are moments where I'm like, yes, I can actually feel that I'm not the body, I'm not the mind. I hope I'm not just saying that to say that I've touched something or that it's been possible for me. I'm just not able to sustain it long enough where, I could actually really control my thoughts and my emotions and not be bothered by it. So, yes, not being the body and not being the mind is still a work in progress for me. Meditation. Oh, no. No one really, it's not really about meditating, it's about being meditative. Meditative, in my understanding, is being perceptive to more than just the physical dimension of this world. So there's like that part of you that's open to more than just what the five senses can identify or can perceive. And this, I could honestly say I have probably experienced a little bit more of this, that yes, I can identify it because I was able to visit Tennessee's, in McMinnville, Tennessee, ISHA Institute of Inner Science, where I was at Adi Yogi's abode and sat there, and I promise you, I could really experience the energy around, and it was something different. And then when I was able to hold the linga, that shook my backbone, and I was actually really feeling extremely, extremely pleasant. The whole time I was touching the linga, I felt like I connected. And I know I needed to stop because there was a line, so to give opportunity to those who were there. Being meditative for a sustained period of time also takes some practice, because at that moment, it was just like whoosh energy. But when you're somewhere else, like here at home or any other place, it's not whoosh energy, it's like energy. So you kind of have to be, I think, a little bit more perceptive to the energy around you. And it's not too obvious. It's subtle, more subtle. Like Nandi, the bull of Shiva waiting outside the Dhyanalinga, perpetually waiting. The heightened level of perception is just there. Let me tell you though, like a struggle I have with controlling my thoughts and emotions. That's really, really hard for me, and it's like always seems like waking up at the wrong side of the bed. And I'm yet to figure it out. I don't want to say get rid of it or control it. It's more so like being okay and still being ecstatic and still being blissful despite its presence. I need to accept them. But see, that's also a fine line between acceptance and celebration, because I might cross the line of accepting it and celebrating that yes, this is who I am. Then that could be trouble too, because then I'm celebrating it. I won't be able to overcome it and have it not control me. The celebration part, I think, is too common. Like, yeah, I'm this, I'm not gonna change. I think that's the celebration part. Yes, it's happening, but it will not have any effect on me. Like intellectually, here we go again, intellectually, I kind of understand that, it's part of, I'm not my body, I'm not my mind, I'm not my thoughts and emotions. But I'm so identified now in my prejudice, in my ideas of the world, in my ideas of how things should be and how they came to be. I know how the trend should go, which I shouldn't really know, because the know part in this is just an idea. It's not really the knowing of how life is. A pattern of expectations. And if things don't go the way I expected them to go, the castle of build-up ideas and prejudice just crumbles in my head. And because I'm so attached to it, then it's very, very painful and miserable. I know that they're not me, but the rest of this, the karma in me, thinks otherwise. So I need to have all of those in sync. Yes, having to fight your karma, which is also the chemicals, the thoughts and the emotions in my body, is a constant struggle. Every day it's a constant struggle. But you have to win. I have to win against these. To be honest, I haven't really won every day. But for every battle that I lose to, I try and analyze and hopefully learn from it. To not end on a dreary note. Ecstasy. Ecstasy, of course, is a self-start car where you can be ecstatic in state of blissfulness at will. It's not supposed to be an aspiration, but like a consequence maybe of, but I have to stop thinking of the fruit. I have to start thinking of the soil, of the manure, of the sun and the water, so that the flower of ecstasy will come. I haven't really thought about the manure, the soil, the water, and the sun, and the wind. I just thought about it right now. Maybe it's something I need to look into. What is the soil, the manure, the sun, the wind, and the water of sowing? And have ecstasy be a consequence. I hope this gives you gas to take you further on your journey.